all the Toastmasters and guests to another wonderful meeting. I am Toastmaster Varun, the Sergeant at Arms of the club. Before we begin, please keep your phones on silent and keep your mics turned off so we don't distract the speakers. I would like to start off by reading the mission statement of a Toastmasters club, which is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication as well as leadership skills, which results in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Now let's move forward with the meeting. And for that, I'd like to welcome the president of Vasco Toastmasters, Toastmaster Anthony Gomes.
Thank you, Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Varun. And good evening to all the participants who have joined us today for our 15th meeting of this Vasco Toastmasters Club. It will be a year soon that our journey had started. We have walked through different themes with different people, with different thoughts and different mindsets. Today, we are yet into another meeting wherein we will have an exchange of thoughts and ideas from people who have lived various situations. And we are happy to have amongst us some guest Toastmasters and guests who are joining us. And definitely we also have our own Toastmasters. But to know a little bit about the ones who have joined us for the first time or even for the second time, but still are not very familiar with, the members are not very familiar with them, I would request the guests to introduce themselves with your name. If you are a Toastmaster, then do mention from which club. And if not, then tell us what motivates you to join us today. I think we would start with Dr. Pramod. Hello.
Yeah, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm a former Toastmasters, and I've been enjoying this meeting, it being virtual. I know Minal very well, who is supposed to be a speaker. And I have done, I was ATM, I had achieved ATM in USA, 10 lecture series. Then I was a member of Goa YMCA, where I completed competent certificate. And then I was a member of MAPSA Toastmasters, where I received ACB, the bronze. And I always enjoy these meetings because they are very educational and very fun.
Yes. So thank you. Thank you, Dr. Pramod, for bringing your experience and positivity to our club. Thank you very much. I would take a quick word from another guest Toastmaster, our Evaluator Toastmaster, Nistinka.
Hello everyone. So I'm a Toastmaster at Anafonte Toast Club. I recently joined about 6 months back. My journey has been wonderful. Gave about 2 speeches. So that was the next project for me for evaluation. That's what I've taken here. I love the meetings. You get to learn many new things, and I'm trying to lose my public speaking fear, which is getting day by day. Thank you all for having me here.
Thank you, Toastmaster. May I request our guest Toastmaster Akshay to quickly introduce himself? Toastmaster Akshay. Toastmaster. See, because if you don't, we all can introduce you. You have been very dear to us in our club. Okay, let's move on to Ankita. I don't know if you are a Toastmaster or a guest who's joining us.
Hi, no, I'm not a member. I'm just a guest.
Yes.
Hi, my name is Ankita Raikar, and my friend actually recommended. She just messaged me, join. Said okay.
Do mention your friend's name.
Shivani Keni.
Yes. See, we need this kind of people. Good. Ankita, yeah.
Yes, sir. Toastmaster Anthony, I'm sorry, my screen was off.
Yeah. So Ankita, welcome, and I hope you have fun during the meeting. Yeah.
Yeah. Looking forward to this.
Yes, thank you. Yes, Akshay. Uh,
Yes. I'm sorry because my screen was
Akshay, in a
off.
line or two. No problem. No
Yes,
problem.
yes.
Apology accepted.
Good evening. Good evening, Toastmasters. I am Toastmaster Akshay from Goa YMCA Toastmasters Club, and I am a Toastmaster since 2019.
Great. Thank you, Akshay. And our guest Toastmaster DTM again, Anil Kumar.
A warm good evening to all the Toastmasters and distinguished guests. It is a really pleasure to be back to Vasco Toastmasters, this time as a general evaluator. And I look forward for a great meeting today. I can see a nice lineup of a lot of lawyers and I can see the enthusiasm. So all the best to all role players. Let's have a great meeting today.
Thank you. Thank you, DTM Anil Kumar. And now we move ahead with the meeting. To take us along today's meeting, we have with us a member who holds a very significant position, at least in these coming months in our XCOM, and who'll be playing a lot of roles. But he has also been quite instrumental in ensuring that we have our meetings uh, being executed well, or the events in the past, the contests that we have had. Uh, I've known him personally outside Toastmasters as well, and we've had outings and sitting and talking. And yeah, I think that's why I told him you need to come and join Toastmasters. But definitely today he's here with us with a theme which is completely off track, but at the same time, it is going to put us on track. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, TMOD, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Abrar.
Thank you, Mr. President. Good evening, everyone. I am Toastmaster Abrar Sayed. Let me take you back to 2019. I'd undergone a surgery and was suggested to take bed rest for minimum 2 months. I could not process the fact that I had to take help even to move around, especially because prior to the surgery, I had a very happening and very good life. I had done some projects with my family, cleared my exams with flying colors, and I dumped my girlfriend as well. Apart from that, all of a sudden I had to get a surgery done, and that put me on the bed. And due to that, in order to get out of that, I started reading, and I started reading voraciously. Amid the chaos, I came across this guy named Ryan Holiday, who spoke about Stoic philosophy and stillness. And in his writings, he mentioned something called as Memento Mori. It's a Latin term which translated in English means remember you are going to die. This point of reminder isn't morbid or to promote fear, but Mr. President, this is to inspire, motivate, and clarify that there is one perennial truth. You be successful or not, you be rich or not, you be philosophical or not, you be religious or not, you are going to die. Some try not to think about it, but for others, the certainty of death is always at the forefront. And maybe that's the reason I believe they are really living their life. Going back to one of the greatest emperor who used this was Marcus Aurelius. And in his personal journal, which was then transformed into a book called Meditation, he said that you could live your life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. That was a personal reminder for him to continue living the life of virtue now and not wait. This ancient practice of reflecting on mortality was used by various successful athletes, business personnels, actors, and so on and so forth. The best thing I had read about this, or I would say come across, was Steve Jobs, who described it as one of his most important tool use in making bigger choices in his life. Because remembering that he'll be dead was the ultimatum, because almost everything, all the external expectations, all pride, all embarrassment or failure, these things just fall away from death, and leaving now not only what is truly important. Remembering that you're going to die is the best way to know that you have to avoid the trap of thinking that you got something to lose. You are already naked. There is no reason for you to follow your heart. This topic might not be comfortable to everyone, but trust me, what I want you to reflect on is that your time is limited. Please do not waste in living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is just living in someone else's opinions or viewpoints. Trust your intuition and trust your inner voice. And most importantly, have the courage to follow your heart. Everything else is unnecessary. In today's theme, I want you guys to face your fears, get clarity, and know that nobody on this God's green earth is going to remember your mistake and what you did wrong. General evaluator, there is a slight change in agenda. What I would like to highlight, we had our sergeant at arms, which is taken over by Toastmaster Varun. So let's get ahead with the meeting. For the benefit of our guests, I would like to explain it. The first part of the meeting is a prepared speech section where members prepare the speeches and based on the projects and parts and deliver it. The second one is the table topic section. This is a fun round. Fun because it's an impromptu section. Not just the members, but also the guests who are there will get a chance or a time to speak on. The third and the final part is the evaluation round. And this particular round, all the prepared speeches and all the other details of the meetings will be evaluated, and a constructive feedback will be given by our general evaluator in order to help you guys get better and reflect upon your areas of improvement. So let's get ahead. I have three role players, my tag team. The first one is a timer. The role of the timer is to keep track of the time and see how much time was used by every speaker. Toastmaster Eden is an HR intern with Forza Goa. I asked her what her fears were. What her fears were. The first one, she said that she wanted lizards to be dead. She wants them to go extinct. I hope environmentalists around are paying attention. God, she hates it. Apart from this, she said that she wants to get better at completing her tasks, and because she has the habit of delaying them and not completing them. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Eden.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abrar. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. My role as a timer is to keep time of all the speakers and ensure that every speaker speaks within the allotted time slot. This will also help ensure that the meeting runs on time. Now, to help me with that, I have three color slots, which I will present to you right now. I will raise the green card when the speaker has qualified the time. I will raise the yellow card when the speaker has hit the target time, and the red card when the speaker has reached the end time of their allotted time. For example, if a speech is 5 to 7 minutes, I shall raise the green card at 7 minutes, the green card at 5 minutes, the yellow card at 6 minutes, and at 7 minutes, the red card. When it comes to the table topics are 1 to 2 minutes. The green card will be shown at 1 minute. At 1.5 minutes, the yellow card will be shown. And at 2 minutes, the red card will be shown. Similarly, for the evaluations, it is a 2 to 3 minute speech evaluation. The green card will be shown at 2 minutes, the yellow card at 2.5 minutes, and at 3 minutes, the green card will be shown with an additional 30 seconds grace time. The speakers will be granted an additional 30 seconds. I will present my report at the end of the Toastmasters meeting. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Eden. The second role player is the R counter. See, I already made 2 R's. I hope you're counting that. The role of an R counter is to keep track of all the R's and ums. And our counter of the day is Toastmaster Usha. This is a debut role. And when I asked her about her fears, she said that she wants to get over her fear of failure and not trying. I'm sure, Toastmaster Usha, this is a very positive community and we will definitely help you in getting over your fears. Please welcome Toastmaster Usha.
Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. I am Usha Jaiswal, and I'm the R counter for the meeting, and I'll be counting the overused words, including and, well, but, so, and you know. I'll be also counting the filler sounds such as and etc. And at the end of the meeting, I'll be presenting the report I'll be presenting the report, and all those people who are speaking, I'll be noting down. I've made a chart, and where I'm making, I'll be counting the number of overused words. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Usha. The third role player is a grammarian. The role of the grammarian is to track the good and not so good grammar. We have a grammarian of the day, Toastmaster Ashley. Toastmaster Ashley is a computer professor and an awesome MC. When asked about his fears, he said that he wants to get over his fear of heights and overthinking. I hope you do that. All the best, Ashley. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abrar. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, and a big welcome to our guests. As a grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listen carefully to their language usage. And I'll take note of any improper usage as well as any outstanding use of quotes, sayings, and thoughts. So I will be your Memento Mori for this meeting so that you speak well. For today's meeting, the word of the day is elucidate. I will repeat, elucidate, which means to explain something clearly and easily to avoid confusion. An example of this word in a sentence would be, in order to make the students understand the concepts properly, the teacher tried to elucidate with real life examples. The word is elucidate. Each speaker is encouraged to use the word of the day. I will also give my grammarian's report when called upon during the meeting, and also the report of the usage of the word of the day. So I hand you over to the most creative person in our Vasco Toastmasters Club, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Abrar.
Thank you, Ashley. Thank you very much. So let's dive right into our first section, the prepared speech section. The first and the only speaker is Toastmaster Meenal, the awesome content writer, who I had asked her what are there any habits that she wants to see dead? And she said that she wants to kill procrastination. I am sure you will procrastinate to kill procrastination. After joining Toastmasters, she said that she got over her fear of talking with strangers. I'm sorry, talking with strangers. Help me welcome Toastmaster Meenal. And before we go ahead, we have Toastmaster Meenal's evaluator, Toastmaster Nesinka, who is from Anaphone Toastmasters Club. I would request you to please read the objectives of a speech. Toastmaster Nestinka builds softwares for fintech industry, and after joining Toastmasters, she's gotten better at controlling her fear of public speaking, and I'm sure she's going to kill it in another 6 months of time. Over to you, Nestinka.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, for the kind introduction. So, my speaker for today, TM Meenal, is doing her level 2 project 2 for the dynamic pathway. The purpose of her project is to learn about different communication styles and identify her primary style. The purpose of the speech is to share the impact of her style on others. What I would be looking for here would be her personal experience in the style of communication and how was the impact with the other members with whom she has interacted with. All the best, Meenal. Have a nice speech.
Toastmaster Meenal, the triple C cocktail. The triple C cocktail, Toastmaster Meenal.
Hi, friends. Today, we are going to prepare the triple C cocktail. Now, mostly this cocktail is very commonly known as the mulled wine. But imagine if I had to say, let's prepare the mulled wine. Triple C cocktail sounds way more fancier. Besides, I have my own way of dissecting this cocktail, and I've managed to categorize the ingredients, and they ironically begin with C. First, I'll be taking you through the different kind of ingredients, and then I will help you with the preparation. Please help me welcome ingredient number 1, the calmer. Now for mulled wine, the alcoholic base used by default is the wine. And there are 3 different types of wines. There's red for the socializers, there's white for the chatterboxes, and then there's rosé for the adventurous ones who like a little bit of both world. I have been told that you consume the wine occasionally, but as far as I know, and that's from personal experience, that whenever you do consume wine, it has an immediate calming effect on your senses. Second ingredient is the cooperator. Now for me, that would be the oranges. Citrusy in nature, they are a rich source of vitamin C. But I'm sure you must have heard about oranges being added to a screwdriver or a tequila sunrise or even a sangria. These are names of cocktails. I did not just make that up. But slice of orange to your mulled wine, it acts like a refresher and cooperates to awaken your senses. Last but not the least, the ingredient that is one of my favorites is called the charmer. When you add any kind of spices to your cocktail, it leaves your palate with a tingling sensation, and there's like an explosion of flavors. A lot of people prefer cinnamon, but somehow for me, I believe my favorite is the star anise. You know, that tiny little creature, dead creature, that looks like a star. And when you add it to your little cocktail, it balances out all the other ingredients. I'm sure by now you must be very excited to know about the preparation. Well, that's the easiest part. All you have to do is stir the ingredients together, heat the wine on a little low or medium flame, and mix them together. Well, if the recipe is so simple, I'm sure you must be wondering why I have been elucidating about the ingredients. Well, that's because the ingredients are just like our speech. Everybody is familiar with words, and anything that you have to say has probably been said before, thanks to the existence of Google. But when you say it passionately and you use these three ingredients, your speech can become a highlight and a triple C cocktail that people will remember. Now, let me break down the ingredients and let me give you an analogy. The calmer would be a content structure. I'm sure when you have a story and you've told it multiple times, the moment you add a structure to it, your audiences will have the wow factor. Whereas when you talk about the corporator, it is your keywords. You know, like how certain words are used in bold and italics to make them stand out? Well, that's exactly when you know that you have to use either a pause or add in a dramatic effect. The little trickier one is the charmer. Now, that would be your punchlines. And to be very honest, it's something that you have to keep trying and experimenting with to understand what suits your style. Basically, this is how I prepare my speeches. I imagine myself to be a chef working with the ingredients to create something that will leave my audiences with a delectable experience. And remember when I told you there are three different kinds of wine lovers? Well, I'm the one with the rosé. My communication, therefore, by default, ends up being customized according to my audiences. Now, after I've told you how to prepare a mulled wine, I'm sure you can use the same concept and prepare your very own cocktail. Because as a Toastmaster, all you need is a proper content structure to your speech or your story. You need to have your key points that you know that you want to talk about. And I think adding a smile to your face will fill in for the charming experience nonetheless. But always remember the secret is in the preparation. If you heat it too much, by adding too many points, your audiences may be confused. And if you leave it off the flame, it may be cold, and so might your audiences. Just remember, it's not important, or rather, it's not a priority to have a perfect execution. But what matters is you enjoy the process in making your own triple C cocktail, because the communication the message that you want to communicate is always a structure based on the ingredients that you choose. Wishing you all the best. That's my time right there. Sayonara. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Meenal. I love your topics from day one. Every time you have always raised a bar. And today your speech was also awesome, like always. We now maintain a 1 minute of silence so that each participant can keep their individual feedback to Meenal in her private chat. Timer, please let us know when 1 minute is up.
One minute is up.
Thank you, Timer. So let's dive right into the most fun the most amazing section of our meeting, the table topic section. And to host this table topic section, we have Toastmaster Shivani. She is a counselor by profession, and when asked about one habit that she wants to see dead in her near future, she said is over analyzing things. And after joining Toastmasters, she's gotten over performance anxiety. That's awesome. So let's welcome Toastmaster Shivani, the table topic master of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abrar. Good evening, everyone, and once again, welcome to the fun section of Toastmasters meeting. That is the table topic section. So, table topic section is basically as simple as impromptu topics. The topics will be provided to you on spot, and you will have to speak for minimum of 1 minute and maximum of 2.5 minutes. The best part about this section is that everyone can take part in it, even the guests. So what table topic helps us? Table topics develops our listening, thinking, organization, and our delivery skills. So I think, and I request everyone to use word of the day in their speeches when they speak for 1 minute or 2.5 minutes. So I think let's begin. Anyone wants to volunteer or go first for table topics?
Yes, it's me, Akshay, Toastmaster Akshay.
Yes, Toastmaster Akshay. Select a number from 1 to 10.
I'm going to choose number 1.
Okay.
Since I'm a first table topic volunteer.
Right, that's great. Fine, number 1, okay?
Yes.
So, yes, your topic is do not be afraid of death. Do you agree that we should not be afraid of death? And if you do not, tell me why.
Can you repeat, please?
Yes, do not be afraid of death.
Yeah.
Ready? Can you see the timer cards?
No, I can't see, no.
Oh, sorry.
I'm a visual.
Go ahead.
Impaired. So, timer, Eden, you have to make some sound device since I'm a visually impaired, that's why.
Okay.
I can't see anything. The
Yeah.
timing and card, I can't see. Okay, Shivani, continue.
Yes, over to you, Toastmaster Akshay.
No, can you repeat, please? There was some interruption.
Yes, I'll repeat the topic.
Yes.
Okay, your topic is don't be afraid of death.
Yes. Okay. In Hindi, there is said, "Maut sabko aati hai." That's true. We should not afraid with that because every day, because we have 7 weeks. 7 days for 1 week. In these 7 days, we have to die on each and every day. I heard from Srimad Bhagavat. Even I heard from my teacher, who should elucidate every time that you should not afraid with death, because death is always there, not only in human beings but also wild animals too. And I have to agree with this statement, and I can't say I'm happy. I also have fear in my life that when death will come. But I have one small suggestion, that don't be afraid, be happy. Death will always come. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster. Toastmaster Shivani. Sorry.
Thank you, Toastmaster Akshay. That was a great speech. Next, anyone else would want to volunteer? Any guess? Dr. Pramod?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes. Can you choose a number from 2 to 10?
5.
5. Okay. What would you do if you have only 24 hours to live?
24 hours for what?
To live.
Oh, well, I would start praying, and I would leave everything to my karma, but I would still not be afraid of my death. I would try to increase my 24 hours. Why not? And live my life, meet my friends. I do my exercise in the morning to live longer. And I follow good habits. Nowadays, it's all Corona fear that's going on. I follow all the norms. I wear a mask. I wash my hands and follow the norms that have been suggested by government. And right now, pandemic, there is so much fear. Why should we fear to die? Just enjoy life. And to enjoy life, go to movies, watch, meet your friends. I've been attending Toastmasters meeting, which has been a lot of fun, which I've been missing, them being virtual. And I have not been able to attend personally, but I have made so many new friends. So enjoy life and make new friends and enjoy. Don't even think about death. If anything happens, let it be. So don't be afraid, and and just enjoy the life. Over to you. Hello.
Thank you, Dr. Pramod. Yes. Yes, thank you. Anyone else wants to try? Ankita, would you try?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, great. Choose a number from 2 to 9 except 5.
7.
Okay. What would you do if you had a chance to restart your life?
Okay.
Or what would you not do if you had a chance to restart your life?
Okay. Okay, this is very difficult than what I thought it would be. I really believe in this saying called amor fati, which I read in a book. It's a Latin saying, amor fati, which means even if you got a chance to relive your life a different way, you wouldn't. Because then there is a thing, there is a slight feeling in you wherein a feeling of regret. Why would I want to change anything in me? I wouldn't. I would live the same life, and if I want to change anything in future, I would do it right now. So yeah. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Ankita. Toastmaster Nigel, would you want to try?
Absolutely. Go for it,
Yes.
Toastmaster Shiva.
Choose a number from 2 to 9 except 5 and 7.
Let's go with 9.
Fine. Okay. Endings are not always bad. Do you agree? Endings are not always bad. Do you agree?
Okay. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shivani, for that table topic. Endings are not bad. Do I agree? Of course I don't. Endings are a start of a new beginning. If things never ended, there wouldn't be space, there wouldn't be joy for new things to begin. And therefore, I believe that endings are a moment of joy. It's a moment of looking back at things that have happened, whether good or bad, and looking at it from a standpoint of turning a new leaf. Now, for example, think about it. If the day never ended, you would never have the sunrise. If the night never ended, you would never have day. And so every single time you walk onto the beach, if you want to be inspired, no matter how bad your day has gone, you can always walk and appreciate the sunrise and the sunset and allow it to inspire you. Even for example, food. If the food that we put in never came out, there would be no end to the process. We would only, well, I'm going to leave that up to your imagination. But in short, what I believe is that endings are amazing because they are always a start of a new beginning. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster Shivani.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nigel. Guest Toastmaster Tanvi, would you like to try?
Hi, Shivani. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, hi. Can you choose a number from 2 to 8, except 5 and 7?
8.
Okay. Love can keep us alive. Do you agree with this?
Love can keep us alive.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, table topic master of the day. Love can keep us alive. Okay. So there's a concept called survival, and then there's a concept called being alive. So if we consider today's scenario, then survival is basically going to work and, working for 9 hours or 10 hours in office and then coming back and, just being tired and exhausted, and then you go to bed and then the next morning you repeat the whole cycle again. So basically that's survival and there's no much fun in it. But then living a full life, now that's something else. Now, if you want to live a full life, what do we have to do? We have to do things that we love and that we enjoy. Maybe things like exercising or dancing or just going out and enjoying amidst the nature. Whatever it is that you want, if you do things that you absolutely love and absolutely enjoy, that's what brings out the best in you, and that is what it feels like to be alive. So yes, doing what you love brings out the best in you, and that's what keeps us alive. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster Shivani.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tanvi. Timer Toastmaster Inen, do we have time for more?
Yes, we have time for one more.
Toastmaster Manish, would you like to try?
Yeah, I will give it a try. Before that, were you reading Nostradamus today?
Sorry?
Were you reading Nostradamus today?
No.
No, because all was life or death. So I was wondering you read something dangerous.
No, that would make the topics more dangerous. Anyway, choose a number from 2 to 6, except 5.
Okay, 2.
Fine. Is it a privilege to be alive?
Yes. Okay. Good evening, Toastmasters. The table topic for the day assigned to me is it a privilege to be alive? Taking the example of our own Toastmaster, Akshay, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Taking the example of Akshay, if you heard him very properly, he has got some limitations. But that limitation doesn't prevent him from having a positive attitude to life. So for us, life is a blessing that has been granted. To elucidate it better, we are actually very lucky to see the world, to feel the world, to enjoy, and also lucky enough to have family, friends, and companionship. Many a times this is not there for many of us. In fact, the one who doesn't have it have a more positive aspect to life than the ones who have it. It's true that we are dying every moment, but it's also true that we are living for the next moment. In that sense, life is a privilege, and I certainly feel there is something that positiveness we need to add on to be alive. And when I'm saying positiveness we need to add on is not for ourselves, because whatever we do for ourselves certainly benefits us, but also we should be taking some task which can benefit others. In the worst scenario, at least try to avoid doing things which can harm others. Life certainly is a privilege, and I do not have any doubt in it, but life is a challenge too. We need to overcome that challenge, and I'm sure each one of us would have the same opinion as me. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manish, for that beautiful speech. Eden and there's Toastmaster Eden, and there's no time for one more, right?
Yes.
Okay. Toastmaster Eden, could you confirm if all the speakers have qualified?
Everyone except Toastmaster Ankita has qualified.
Okay. Zoom Master, can you please the poll? I hope everyone is voted, and thank you so much for this fun table topic section. Over to you, Toastmaster Abrar.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shivani. Now we have arrived to the final section. That's the evaluation section. The evaluation section, we have our general evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster Anil Kumar. When I asked him about which fears would he like to kill from his life, he said the fear of losing his simplicity, his cool analytical nature. And after joining Toastmasters, he said that he's gotten over the fear of facing large audiences and better at handling bigger stages. We are pleased to have you, distinguished Toastmaster Anil Kumar. Please help me welcome our general evaluator.
Thank you very much for those wonderful words, Toastmaster today, Toastmaster abroad. A warm good evening to all Toastmasters and distinguished guests. Today I'll be playing the role of a general evaluator. So to begin with, let me just explain what is the function of a general evaluator. A general evaluator usually has two key functions to perform. The first one is to lead a team of evaluators. Second, to evaluate the overall meeting. And when called upon, to provide the report. So let me begin the first part, that is evaluation. Today we had only one speaker, Toastmaster Meenal. She will be evaluated by a very dynamic speaker, Toastmaster. Let me welcome on the stage Toastmaster Nestika. Toastmaster Nestika, the stage is yours.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Meenal, I really loved your speech, and the enthusiasm with which you were giving could make out that you really enjoyed it. There's a saying that we learn best in the moments we enjoy. That I could see in your speech. Great usage, I will start with the good points. Great usage of hand gestures. Great facial expression. I love the different gestures you did while explaining the content of your speech. There were good pauses in your speech throughout where people could understand it and take the feedback in. Very good punchlines used, like tingling sensation, explosion of flavors. You elucidated us on the process of winemaking. It actually made me think for my weekend wherein I could sip a glass of wine and enjoy my weekend with it. Through the winemaking process, you explain the different components which we need in our speech, how we can make it better. It was a really good way of explaining us how we can have our speech made better. Few feedbacks from my end. If you could use the space better instead of sitting in a position, if you could give the speech standing up, using more of the space, it would have more impact on your speech by making more expression or using some objects like for glasses or modeling of those. I noticed there was a bit lag in your voice and video wherein the voice was not sync in that. So maybe you could check your voice and audio before the speech starts. Overall, for me, it would be I really enjoyed the speech and I would be looking forward to next speech of yours if I could attend. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jessica, for that wonderful evaluation. Indeed, Toastmaster Jessica tried her level best, and I'm very happy to say that she could elucidate the speaker to excel to high level. Well done. Moving forward, as per the agenda, it's now time to call the timer. So today's timer role was played by Adam. Toastmaster Adam, I would like to welcome you on the stage to give the timer report for the meeting.
Thank you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Anil Kumar. The first one was the speech, which was given by Toastmaster Meenal. Her speech was 5 minutes, 58 seconds. When it comes to the table topics, there were 6 topics. The first one was Toastmaster Akshay. His speech was 1 minute, 35 seconds. The next one was Dr. Pramod. His speech was 1 minute, 45 seconds. The next one was Toastmaster Ankita, which was 45 seconds. Then was Toastmaster Nigel, which was 1 minute, 20 seconds. Toastmaster Tanvi, which was 1 minute, 51 seconds. And the last one was Toastmaster Manish, which was 2 minutes, 5 seconds. The evaluator, Toastmaster Nishita, was 1 minute, 57 seconds. That is all from me. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Yeah, thank you very much, timer Toastmaster Adnan, for the astute report. Well done. I have to say, all the speakers who have come on the stage till now, you have been speaking within the time frame. Now it's time for the R counter to provide us the report on the car. Can I call upon the R counter on the stage?
Thank you.
Usha.
Thank
The
you,
stage
General.
is yours.
Thank you, sir. I'll be taking the names of those people whom I could find something. I'll start with Toastmaster Anthony. He spoke 4 times A. Toastmaster Abrar, he took 3 times A. Toastmaster Eden, he took 1 time A and 1 time And our guest Ankita, she spoke 5 times A and 2 times Toastmaster spoke 2 times A. And guest Toastmaster Tanvi, she spoke 2 times A and 1 time Toastmaster Manish, he took 2 times A. And Toastmaster Shivani, she spoke 16 times A. Thank you. And over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Usha, for that very astute report on our counter. In fact, the R counter is the one who helps us to improve our speaking quality. Moving ahead, we have our grammarian, which was played by Toastmaster Ashley. We would like to hear how did we do to the grammar part today. Toastmaster Ashley, the stage is yours.
Thank you, DTM Anil Kumar. And I think I've done a good job as a memento mori for everybody and reminding everyone about the word of the day. As many as 6 people use the word today. Toastmaster Meenal used it once. DTM Anil Kumar used it once. Akshay used it once. Table topics speaker Manish used it once. I'm very happy that we saw a lot of good use of the English language today. And there were many phrases, many words which were not normal, I would say. The quotes that I found very interesting were by DTM Nestika. She said, "We learn best when we enjoy." And Toastmaster Meenal, the speech was amazing. In her speech, she used many phrases. I must have missed them out because of my connection today. One of the phrases that I still remember is explosion of senses. And our table topic speaker, Ankita, used a phrase, Amor Fati, which is love your fate. There were many words used and few ones which I have picked up. Procrastination, which is an action delayed. Dogma, which is a principle. And perennial, which is long lasting. And these were all by Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Abrar. And finally, I would say a few improvements which I found out. The word personnel is plural itself. You don't have personnels. And a fun round could be replaced by funny round. That is what I think. That's my report. Thank you very much. Over to you, DTM Anil Kumar.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Ashley, for educating us with some of the new words so that we can add these words to our vocabulary. Now it's time for General Evaluator report. Now, for the benefit of the guest, the General Evaluator report will cover the complete meeting proceeding. Let me start by saying, why be Memento Mori? Let's enjoy life to the fullest. Because I could find this one quote, which is very much to today's meeting. Now, let me say, what are the things I really loved of today's meeting? And then I will come to some area which you can improve so that your meeting can be elevated to the next level. The first thing I really enjoyed in today's meeting was the enthusiasm of the members and over 5 guests who were present in the audience. That enthusiasm and that energy itself sets a very good tempo for the meeting or any meeting. I found that guests were introduced and recognized by the president of the club. Well done. There was a change in the meeting, which was communicated by Toastmaster today, that there was a change in Sergeant at Arms and who was replaced. The segments of the meeting were well explained for the benefit of the guests. Excellent move. The meeting started on time. This is one of the punctuality we look forward for any Toastmasters meeting. The role players from friendly Toastmasters clubs were involved in this meeting. This is one of the great ways of exchanging Toastmasters and gaining new knowledge and new techniques. It was executed functions by other role players. I could feel the implementation of moments of the program during this meeting. This is one of the great things your people are doing, and keep it up. Now, some areas which we can do better. Let me say, you have a very wonderful agenda of the meeting. If I could suggest a few things, it would be much better. Let's say much better is what? It would give more information about meeting. can support the information that is sought by the guests. Now you must be wondering what this information I'm talking about. So here it goes. Now, when we see the agenda, I'm unable to understand who are
I think.
yeah.
Yes. Can we all keep our videos off if possible so that there are no penalties for the speaker?
Okay.
Yes, General Evaluator, go ahead.
Talking to you about the agenda. Yeah, agenda. When we see our agenda, which is beautifully placed, we are not able to understand who are the executive committee beyond this club. I would highly appreciate if you can add these details on the agenda. The second important thing which I noticed was the participation of the club members. There was only one speaker, a sole speaker. We would really love to see some more speakers coming up. So when we have guests, we should give them a feeling, yes, and the if required, I would suggest club. Your members also can join the other clubs as speakers. Agenda, if there is any change or without change, is normally followed. And this is one of the requirement of parliamentary procedure. If you check on TI website, you will find its details wherein somebody has to propose that agenda and somebody has to accept it. So this is something you can practice. I would also suggest script for the role players. If you have it, it's great. If not, implement that. That will support all new members to perform their role well. Now, these details are already available as well as very clearly provided on the Toastmaster website. But however, if the VPE or the president can provide these details or the script roles in brief to the new role players, it will greatly help them. And they will also build their confidence. The timer report I would prefer to be after the grammarian report so that that person's report can also be covered. Ideally speaking, the timer report will be great after each segment instead of giving the complete report at one time. It will be more beneficial if you give after every segment. These are a few things which I noticed in the agenda and overall meeting. To summarize, the great enthusiasm of members, the guests are recognized as well as they introduced. The meeting starts on time. The role players are very enthusiastic as well as well executed functions. And a few things what we can improve upon is the agenda and adoption of agenda. There's script for the role players and a few changes in the sequence of the speakers. Overall, it was a great meeting and I really enjoyed it. Thank you very much, and I would like to have the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Abra. The stage is yours.
Thank you, DTM.
Toastmaster Abra.
Yes, DTM. Yes, General Evaluator. Thank you very much. Your report was quite insightful, and I'm very sure not just me, my team, and my entire XCOM, we've already started discussing that we are going to adopt all the changes that you have mentioned. And getting back, ending this meeting, I hope you all make the most out of your time while you're alive and live the life that you always wanted to. More power to you. Over to you, President.
Thank you, TMOD. And I'm sure most of you had fun, and those who didn't, please find reasons to have fun, to have and to spread happiness. Before we go ahead with the closing of the session, I would like to place the polls for the best role player. Just to reiterate, as Toastmaster of the day, we had in the major role, we had Toastmaster Abrar. Table Topics Master was Toastmaster Shivani. General Evaluator was DTM Anil Kumar. In the minor role players, we had Timer was Toastmaster Edenen. Our counter was Toastmaster Usha. And Grammarian was Toastmaster Ashley. I'm now launching the poll and I request you to kindly vote for the best role player. Those who haven't voted, kindly vote. Yes. So thank you very much. I've got the votes with me. And before we go ahead to closing, I would just like to mention that before the meeting, after the meeting ends, I request the members of Vasco Toastmasters to please stay back for a small business session. Your views are needed, and hence your presence will add value. Now, may I request our guests, non-Toastmasters, Toastmasters who have come for the first time, who love us and have come again, to give us a little bit of a feedback. And before we do that as well, I would like to acknowledge the presence of our area director, Toastmaster Nigel, who is with us as well today. So can we have a quick feedback from our guest Toastmaster, Nestinka?
So I really enjoyed the meeting. The speeches were good, the role players were good. Main thing which I would say, the time was met, and we actually completed all the sessions dot on it. So that is something good which is required in a busy schedule, maintaining of time. Overall, it was a fun meeting to attend.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nestinka. May I request Dr. Pramod to give us a little bit of feedback on how you felt about the meeting? We cannot hear you, Aya.
No, am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah, the meeting was excellent. And to me, it was an excellent meeting, even though it's virtual. Not being able to be a lot of Toastmasters in person. Meenal, I know from way back. And it was fun to listen to her. And overall, it was an excellent meeting. All the role players did an excellent job. One of the things I would like to mention, Toastmaster builds a lot of confidence. Even day-to-day life, besides the jobs, you face a lot of challenges, but it helps you, like table topic, you have to make instant decisions. But in terms of leadership and day-to-day challenges, it helps you a lot. So stick to this. Just continue with Toastmasters meeting. It's just builds a lot of confidence in regular life. Over to you.
Thank you, Dr. Pramod, for articulating that and elucidating that, because sometimes we tend to forget through our journeys that yes, why we started, and that it definitely helps us otherwise and beyond beyond the virtual space and the meetings. May I now request our guest Toastmaster Akshay to give us quick feedback.
Actually, very good evening. Actually, I am attending meeting for I think for a couple of times, so I'm not a guest, but you can say it's this Toastmaster this Akshay. So that's fine. And yeah, I enjoyed thoroughly, and I look forward to attend more meetings of this also Toastmasters. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Akshay. Definitely, you've been a guest continuously, and now you're like a family. I hope someday you'll be part of Vasco as well. Thank you. We would like to hear from Manish.
Hi, it's good to see you, Abrar, Minal. Actually, last 2-3 months had been very difficult for me in terms of work. So I could not make it, though I would have the updates on WhatsApp. Nevertheless, it was really fun to be with you all, have that feel which I was missing. Probably I could have started this a little bit earlier is what I feel, but work pressure was pretty high. Hopefully in the coming times it should subside, and then I should be in a position to make more of attending Toastmasters. But it was real fun, and honestly speaking, I was missing it, and I could feel how much I had missed in the last 2 months.
Yes, thank you,
Thanks,
Manish.
thanks.
Thank you. We're ready to welcome you. Yeah, come every time, be part of the meetings. Thank you. Yes, if I am assuming I've not missed out anyone. Well, it's time now to present the awards. I mean, your hard work is appreciated every time, and this time as well. I must put it on records. We did not have voting for the best speaker and the best evaluator, simply because it was just one. And but however, I must mention that uh, it was definitely the evaluation and the speech was of a quality that would go for voting and would win as well. So congratulations to Meenal and to Nestinka for doing a wonderful job into your roles. And now to the voting awards that we have had. The best table topic speaker is Manish. Can we have a round of applause for Manish? Thank you. And the best major role player, we had all three of them doing a wonderful job. But Toastmaster Abrar, you win with the highest votes. Congratulations.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Anthony.
And then the best minor role player, the three role players, we have Toastmaster Ashley, who wins it for the grammarian. Congratulations. So with this, we come to the end of today's session. The dates for the next session will be announced shortly after deliberating with the members during the business session. And with this, I thank you all. I hope you had fun. Thank you, and I officially end today's meeting. Thank you.